Hello and welcome. I'm Terraria Umbra and this is Terraria. So I'm just getting a few things set up real quick before we face our first boss. And it sounds like it's just about time. So before we fight him, I just want to take that. There is a button that'll do this, but I don't want to use that just yet. But by the time you see demon eyes, you should know that that's when it is actually the nighttime. And now let's go ahead and summon him. The Eye of Cthulhu has awoken. So this guy has two phases and some nasty attacks. Darn it. So these eyes are actually kind of useful because they can drop healing hearts. In fact, you may have saw me pick up one because my health had that little green numerical icon. So a lot of this fight is just running back and forth, and I think I'm going to try and get them with the fire arrows, because if I can light them on fire, it'll do that extra bit of damage, and I'm actually wanting to use these arrows, which I've been saving. So these jester arrows are piercing. And they'll really allow me to cut down on his spawn mobs without too much of an issue. In a way you can make this fight a little bit easier is to set up an arena that's perfectly flat with multiple levels that you can quickly jump up to escape attacks. And then setting up regeneration points along the way. So this one's just about the perfect length to allow me to dodge all his attacks. Oh, but now he transformed. So this is the second phase. When he basically gets to spawn health, he does a chase. And then I think he has a second one where he goes even quicker. So we're just going to try and keep away from him right now. Yep, there it is. Quick switch. Alright. So I lit him on fire. As you can tell, I am really bad at this. I can get one of those falling stars to hit him. Would do a lot of damage. Now he's not even doing the normal chase after attack, so it's making it much harder to hit him. No, I don't think I prepared enough. Kind of ran myself into a corner there. Invincibility frames. Darn it! Oh, and his soon as you die, he despawns. Ah, I was so close. Oh. Well, sorry for that disappointment, guys. I guess it's not quite tonight that we kill the Eye of Cthulhu. But it did give me a good idea about where we are in that. So I do need at least some better gear before I fight him. I know a few ways to access that better gear, but it is going to be a little difficult. I can also actually set up an arena, which I may do, and I'll do that off camera. Just to keep it from being monotonous, because it's going to be a lot of flattening this out and then building layered platforms and then putting campfires every so often. The layered platforms are actually a very important part of it, because being able to quickly move up and down without having to lose speed is very beneficial, and you probably kind of figured that out from just how that fight went. So the next thing we should do, we should go ahead and get our mana up. And then, which one is closer? I should head back to the Crimson and try and sneak out a few items. Darn, I really need to build up a stack of those Jester arrows. So let's see if we can head back to that Crimson. Yeah, darn, it's so close. But that last little bit's going to be very hard and expert. In normal, if you're playing on normal, you decide to play this game and you start on, just normal play, which is totally fine. He's pretty much, once you get him to the second phase, he's pretty much the same throughout the whole fight. It's just on expert that he has that, third kind of setup there. Ooh, I almost died from that. Me taking stupid damage. And I'm sure if you're a better player, you've got the controls a little bit better down pat or more skilled at it, you could probably do that with a lot less prep than I'm having to do. But that's one of the things I do like about Terraria. You don't have to, I don't know how to say it without making it sound like an insult. You don't have to just become a really skilled player to enjoy the game. Instead of using button mashing skill or the ability to, just avoid damage, or you're really good at dodging and whatnot, you can actually take the time to just prepare. And that can help you bypass a lot of the skill requirements, which in my opinion is good if you can, it's like a trade of, if you don't have the skill and you don't have the time to really invest in playing a lot until you get really skilled at it, you can spend your time to try and build a better arena, or get potions or something to make it a little bit more likely that you'll survive the fight. And I kind of like that in Terraria, but that may be because I'm just really bad at it. Wow, there's a lot of you guys. Alright, there we go. Oh, all these piranhas. So I think it's done being nighttime. It might be the very beginning of the morning. And I see you, man-eater. Down there in the little cave system. Ouch. Can't afford to take damage like that. Another thing I could do to really kind of speed up my progression is I could try and venture down into the jungle and survive as long as I can. And that would actually give me access to some Now later there is an upgrade you'll want to do for your, well, it's not necessarily an upgrade, but there's a better grappling hook, and there's actually several of them, but the reason you'd want a better one, or how a better one would even function for you, is the fact that the better grappling hooks actually can have multiple hooks go out at the same time, whereas this one has to wait until this hook comes back. Let's see. So we made it through the difficult part. Ooh, I could also venture down in there. Can I even mine this? Nope. Can I explode it? Nope. Alright. Well, I'm going to leave it alone. That's something for me to deal with later. Gotcha, vulture. Ah, the traveling. Why do they always come when I'm so far out? Let's see if I can accomplish what I intend to before he leaves, and then I'll try and just teleport back. Oh yeah, I have my flippers on. The reason I have those on is they actually have better movement speed, so I was using them to allow me to escape the Eye of Cthulhu. I didn't really need to climb up anything during that fight. In fact, if I had started climbing up something, it would have slowed me down so much that I probably would have just gotten hit a lot more. Okay, I have a grappling hook, start using it smartly. Alright. Fight one of these face monsters. Monstrosities. In fact, we're going to take it easy for just a second. Because we are low on health and I didn't even realize. No. Alright, hopefully this has enough knockback just to keep them at bay. Alright, creepy crawlies. And chimeras. So the other zone that I haven't really talked about, the corruption, has actually different monsters and introduces a different ore than this one does. And that ore in either that one or this one is related to how we're going to progress. I hear it. So I want to use this real quick. Set that there. Let it go. So as long as I don't break 3 of those hearts, I should be fine. So I'm going to break 2 and call it good. Slime is falling from the sky. I'm going to break 1 and call it good. I'm going to go see that merchant real quick. Where are you, traveling merchant? So this is a random event that can happen. I don't know if it's related to being behind a Prestinator. Automatically places actuators on placed objects. Okay. I don't know if I need any of this stuff. Occasionally, the traveling merchant can bring you some really good stuff. This is all useful later, but... The other reason I wanted to come back and do this slime battle is at some point I will activate something. Let's see, I got the band. You know what? I want the cape. The accessory? Yeah, there we go. Later I will dye it, but for right now, this is just a cool game. Oh, and those 2 meters I picked up, DPS and the Angry Stopwatch. So you can see how much damage I can do per second, which is kind of useful for figuring out where you're at with your current equipment or whatever. 50 of blue slime. So I'm going to place this up because this will allow me to do more damage to blue slimes when I'm at effect radius. So for every 50 slimes, or enemies really, that you kill, you get a banner from that particular enemy. So I've killed 10 of the blue slimes, and the banner gives you a buff. Increased damage and defense against these creatures. Ah, Willie the merchant was slain. Darn. Oh well, I will treasure your memory by wearing your hat. I totally didn't let you die, just so I could get that. Squeeze through. And... how much mana am I at? 200. That's the max. I really should be paying attention to other things, but... Alright, so let's close that door. So that means the slimes will only get in from one way. Well, 2 ways, I guess. This will give me a moment to look at what I got. So this is an interesting and useful item. The Undertaker. It's our first gun that we've gotten, and this actually gets us access to another NPC. Guns are really useful for the fact that they aim straighter. They don't have the arc, and they're much quicker, so it doesn't take as much to hit your target with them. But they are a later weapon, so by the time you get access to them, you might already be used to your bow. Ooh, a pinky slime. You're going down, pinky. You're not escaping. Yes. And I think that's the only slime that actually drops a real different color gel. Collect all this. You know, before something bad happens, I should go take all my money that I've gotten and quick stack it. Or just do this. So yeah, there's the pink gel. I don't know what a lot of the pink gel is for other than creating... There's a different type of block you can create with it. I'm gonna let you slimes just stay right in there. So we may actually get a second boss here in a bit. Depends. 50 of green slime, so I'm going to hang up that banner so I do more damage against them. and have a little more defense. Just get rid of those slimes. Hey, that one has a potion on him. Iron skin potion. That'll be useful. So if you're ever having trouble collecting enough slime for torches or something, just wait until one of these happens. And they can happen fairly frequently, so... Under blue slime. Let's close this door. So I only have them coming from one area. Put on my new hat. Looking pimpin'. Alright. You guys need to get out of here. Take care of those guys. Get this other potion. Another iron skin potion. I wonder if the game's trying to tell me something. So I believe this lasts until nighttime comes. If I can kill a certain amount of them, I have a chance to get a special spawn to happen. Where are all the slimes? Stop? Okay, there we go. There we go. King Slime has awoken. I don't know where he's gonna come from. There he is. So if the King Slime ever can't get to you, it seems like it'd be an easy boss to cheat. But if he ever can't get to you, he does have a way to, that. And you also notice he has a little ninja inside of him or something. I'm not sure why that's there, but... What are those things? Spiked slimes? I've never seen them spawn before. Oh, and the king slime just despawned. Oh. Double disappointments. It just shows me that I need to make better equipment. Play a little better. Well, a lot better. Oh, I was hoping to at least kill that because there's a lot of good stuff you can get from them. Yeah, I'm fairly certain he despawned, even though he seemed like he just bounced away over here. Pretty much that's one of the cruxes in expert mode is the reason it takes so long to respawn is they're letting the bosses despawn if you're fighting some. Oh, that stings. Not good enough to fight the slime, and I'm not good enough to fight the Eye of Cthulhu just yet. But I promise you, after this episode, I will be building an arena. When we fight next, I will win. One way or the other. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this slime party. It will end soon. And hopefully, when you guys come back, I'll have a little more of the fortress done, and I will have the new arena. And we might see if we can do another Eye of Cthulhu fight then. Another one has a chance to spawn now that I have over a certain amount of health. And it will continue to have a chance to spawn, I believe, until I kill it. And then after that, it'll only spawn if I summon it or something. So thank you for joining me. I'm Inverta Umbra, and this is Terraria. Sorry.